Hey, my WHC laser friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn how to assemble this awesome iron gate cookbook stand. Hey everyone, this is going to be a tutorial on how to put together our cookbook stand. First thing I am going to do before I assemble it is I'm actually going to paint this along with this, and then also the back fake brackets. So let's actually go over all the pieces we have. So we've got the base, we've got the grid pattern, diamond pattern. This is the lip along with the lip on the front. This we use to cover our lip so we don't see the slots. And then we've got our two support brackets in the back, along with this triangle piece, and then these L brackets that will line up like this, along with a bunch of little tiny holes, little circles. And that's to make it look like, we're gonna make it look like it's bolted in. We're gonna make this look like metal. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna spray paint. Oh, I should also mention, I used 1/4 inch for all of the dark wood. I used 5/32 from Home Depot Pure Bond for the maple. So let's get painting. First thing I'm gonna do, I am going to spray paint my maple all black. Hopefully I have a black matte spray paint because that's what I want to use. So let's go ahead and get started with that first. I'm going to spray paint these and I will be right back. Okay, so I painted my gate kind of this black color with just hints of, just a little hint of rust. It didn't rust as much as I would like, but it still looks aged, so I'm happy with it. So we are going to glue this. This is the first step. We're going to glue this to the top. What you really want to concentrate on is making sure that your sides, your top tip, and your bottom all line up. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to add paint to this guy on the back. This is the back side. I went ahead and painted it as well. And you need to add paint really all the way around the edge. And then I would also add paint here. That is where you are going to have adhesion to the back. Let's go ahead and lay it on top of our backdrop. So we are going to line up the top first. Bring it down to me so I can see what I'm doing. The other place to line up are your cracks in here. I got a little crazy with my glue over here on the side, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. And I see a little bit right in here. So I'm just gonna scrape it off. Scrapes right off. All right, that can dry. We could weigh it down if we wanted, but this is pretty flat. Feels like it's adhering pretty well, actually. So I have these holes, and that's what these little guys are for. So you can pop these guys in there. Oh, there it goes. I just didn't have it lined up. So we're gonna pop those in just to add this like cool, fun, different detail. Make it look like it's held together with pegs. These are pretty tight, so I'm not actually gluing them in, but you could glue them in, that's totally fine. And what we could do, we could paint them black if we wanted, or we could leave them. For now, I think I'm gonna leave them as is. I think they look kind of cool that way. So this part is done. It's still drying, but we can go ahead and move on to the next. Why not? Next thing we want to do, we will add this. Goes into your base. So if you want, you can add a little bit of glue to it. Just put a little bit of glue on your bottom of your gate. I don't know if you saw that. So I dabbed just a little bit of glue down there. And then we're going to slide this on. So we're gonna slide that down like that. Okay. And that can dry while we go ahead and move on to the next. So now this is gonna go on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and put more glue on it. Just to give it a little bit more stability since it's holding a cookbook. So this goes on top like this. Then this piece is gonna lay right on top. So let's go ahead and add glue to this one. And just dab it on. And we're gonna lay it on top. Line it up, add our little bolts. Now, if you don't want to use these little bolts, you don't have to. You can just ignore them. But if you do that, when you cut the file, you need to make sure that you ignore the other bits too. So you need to make sure you ignore the holes everywhere or delete them everywhere. But I think it makes it look really cool, personally. And this can dry. And we can move on to the next thing. We are gonna glue these onto the sides, like that, okay? So we're going to, whoops, I used the wrong thing. Well, it'll work. I used my sponge. Now my sponge is putting in blackish paint or blackish glue. All right, so line it up on the bottom and on top, lay it down. Make sure you're lined up. Let's do the other side. Okay, that looks good. So let's add our glue. All right, so line it up on the bottom and on top. Let's add our little pegs. Okay. Looking good. So now we want to attach the back. So these are your corner pieces or your side pieces, and they're gonna hold up your cookbook stand. There's one slot here, and then it sits nested in this piece down here, okay? Then we are going to attach our back slats, and I just recut these to make them tighter. So I don't know if I made them too tight. Let's see. I may have made them too tight. I can work it in there though. The tighter the better for this, only because this is going to give you a lot of support. You don't want to have it so tight that it cracks your wood, but you do want it tight enough so that it's not gonna wobble. Now we're gonna put this side on. This will be a little bit more challenging to get on. Actually, it may be easier to attach. Let's do that. Since I made that so tight, let's do that. Let's try this. So we're going to attach this first. This might be easier. So I'm just wobbling, working it down because I made them so tight. Okay. So now we're pretty good. Pull this side a little bit. Now we're going to set it down like that, and then we are going to push it into its slots. And there's no wobble at all with this cookbook stand.